Hey, real quick before we dive into the Hardcore Closer podcast, if you haven't already, jump over to hardcorecloser.com, sign up and join over 20,000 sales professionals from around the world and receive free hardcore sales training every week after week that will help you step your game up. Now buckle up, closers. Here's Ryan. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Hardcore Closer podcast. I'm Ryan Stewman, founder and CEO of HardcoreCloser.com. And this podcast is all about helping the sales community close more sales. Listen, the world cannot function without salespeople. We are the driving force of economies worldwide. So it doesn't matter if you're selling cars, selling home, financial services, mortgages, real estate, consulting, coaching. It doesn't matter. This podcast is dedicated to helping you generate higher quality leads, increasing your closing ratios with word tracks like stuff you're going to learn today, and show you how to charge premium fees for the items you sell. And then more importantly, like we talk about on every single episode, creating a raving fan base. You want your clients to love you. And it all starts with service, right? It all starts with service. We're going to talk about that. Welcome to episode 3 of the Hardcore Closer podcast. I'm glad you're here. If this is your first time here at the end of the episode, head back over to iTunes or wherever you listen to this and rate me, right? Like RATE, just so that I was clear on that. Like rate me, give me a 5 stars, right? I feel like I'm a 5-star host. You should feel like I'm a 5-star host. If you don't, then rate me how you feel honestly, right? This is surely not a 1-star show, but either way, that's how this show gets found on iTunes. That's how more people can learn this stuff. That's how more people can hear the awesome things like the 7 badass word tracks I'm going to give you today that's going to arm you. Dude, you're going to go in the workforce today and you're going to be like, give me somebody to close, right? Like you're just going to be like, boy, it's going to be like you drank 3 Red Bulls, did a bump of Coke, and shot meth. You're going to be so fucking jazzed up at the end of this today. So episode 3, we're bringing the heat. But if you are a first timer, hell, even if you listen to the other ones, quit being lazy. Go over there and give me, I spent time. I got producer, Robert, you there?
Yeah, always.
Yeah. Time and money, right? We got time and money into this. The least you can do is go over there and show me a little bit of love by rating me. That way I can help dominate the iTunes store just like we dominate the interwebs right now. You know what? I saw this meme, Robert, and it was like my buddy Pat Toro. Man, I love that guy, dude. He's like the Boston Strangler, man. I love him, man. He's a loan officer up there in Massachusetts that has worked with me for a couple of years, right? And he posted this meme to his wall on Facebook, and it was Hulk Hogan. It said, the first dude to ever show up in court in a do-rag and win. Dude, I thought that was like hilarious, right? Yeah. I didn't even know, because I don't watch the news. I don't watch TV, and I don't have a news feed on my desktop on Facebook, right? So I don't scroll through. I'm on there. I'm too busy to get distracted. So I didn't even know. So I Googled it to see what it was. Yeah. And like, hot damn, man. Like he won $110 million for a sex tape. Dude, these people are getting paid to fuck out there. Yeah. Kim Kardashian, Hulk Hogan.
He got awarded in the civil 115 million. And then they put on this additional one, I think, of an extra 25. That's like I heard this lawyer talking about it on another podcast, and it's like that's an add-on tax. So like it sets the example that so nobody else will do it, you know,
right
in the future. It's pretty wild, but they're going to appeal.
How lucky is that guy?
Yeah.
We're going to make an example out of you. Wait, what do you mean? We're going to give you a shit ton of money. Oh, fuck, I'm down, dude. Let's do it. Example number 1, Terry Bollea.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump into this, man. So let's talk about it today. I'm going to give you 7 what I call like hardcore closes, but really they have nothing to do with being like pushy or aggressive or whatever. They're just go-to closing word tracks that you can use, that you're going to love, right? That you can use, and that'll help you save deals, right? Like, so when you think you're losing a deal, you get an objection. I'm going to give you an objection close procedure, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about the psychology behind it. We're going to do these rapid fire today because, like I said, this is supposed to be, I don't know that I've made it out in time yet, but this is supposed to be like a 15 to 20 minute podcast. I get a little energetic oftentimes. And if you want to look at these, by the way, before we get started, if you want to look at these 7 closes that save sales, you can go over to hardcorecloser.com and just put it in the search bar, 7 hardcore closes, and this will come up, and you can check out all the word tracks.
And Ryan, I'll have it for them linked into the show notes for this episode too. They can find it in there too, real easy.
Wait, what are show notes? Like you can do that in podcasts or something?
Yeah, no, it's like the post that goes along with this.
God,
You
well,
do
I'm just
'em.
being clear because if I
That's
had the
all right.
question, I'm sure somebody else had it too.
Well, yeah. Well, no, if you didn't have those type of questions, then what the hell would I be doing here, right?
That's right. That's true. Thank you for earning your stripes, son.
Yeah, that's it. Let's do this, man. 7, rapid fire, right?
Yeah. So, hey, my first one that it's my favorite one, right, is the takeaway close. Now, here's how most people do it. They're like, oh, well, you can't have it. But like, here's how I do it. I say, you're number 1 on my list, but since you turned me down, I'm going to work with number 2 now. Do you know that person? So what I'm doing at the takeaway close is if I say, like, for example, what I sell is information, right? And so if I go to somebody and I make an offer to them and I say, hey, I have a funnel over here in Denver, Colorado, spitting out 5 leads a day. I want $6,000 for it. Do you want it? Right. And they're like, nah, I don't really think that we need all this. That's not that good, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm saying, awesome. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to the dude that's the top producer in the office next to you, and I'm going to sell it to him if you don't want it. I'm selling it to somebody today. So you're either going to let him get those 6 leads a day or you're going to get those 6 leads a day. It matters not to me. Right. And that takes confidence, which we talked about in the last episode. If you need to go back, or actually it was in the first episode, if you need to go back to that, episode number 1, we talked about confidence and how important it is. And it takes confidence to do the takeaway close, right? It really does, because it's not this like, you can't have it. It's that I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell this thing like I tell people when they came into the car dealership, I know that I talk about cars. I love them, right? When people come in the car dealerships, like I'm going to sell this car to somebody is buying this Silver Edge. I've seen it happen 100 times since I've been here. Somebody's going to buy it. The question is it going to be you? Somebody's going to drive this thing off from here and be happy as a lark, like in rainbow land with the top down, the panoramic roof and all that stuff. Is it going to be you? And that is a true takeaway close, right? And that is a different takeaway close than most people use, because you're coming from a space of power. Like, I know I'm going to move this metal, right? Same thing in the mortgage world, when people, like, if they would rate shop me or whatever, it's like, hey, I'm going to move. We're going to do the units this month, right? And we're going to close every single one of them on time. If you want to be one of the units that we do and you want to get closed on time, that's fine. You can go take a risk somewhere else. I have a track record of never missing a meeting, never missing a deadline. If that's what you want, then absolutely, I can take care of you. If not, we're going to do that for somebody, which only further bumps you back in the line of when we can get you done. So it's just a different way. Another takeaway close, and I think Zig Ziglar called it the doorknob. Like, as you're going to the doorknob, use this one. And I put my own little hardcore closer spin on it, but it's the hey, by the way, right? The hey, by the way close. And so basically it goes, hey, by the way, this is what I do. If you like this and you want more help with it, I can help you, but I want your business in exchange. What's it going to be? So this is like for referrals and stuff like this. It's like, hey, by the way, I do sales training. And if you like this sales training, like, let's just, like, for example, right here, hey, by the way, I do sales training. And if you like this podcast and you want more help with your sales training and how you can generate leads and everything else, then that's awesome. You know what? I want your business in exchange for that. I'll continue to deliver you the value. You can continue to buy my products like showupandclose.com, and I'll consistently continue to deliver the value. What's it going to be? Right? Like, if you like this, don't you want more? But hey, by the way, it's just like a good way to turn around and spin it on somebody. It's like very casual. It's like, oh, hey, by the way, this is what I do. And if you like this, you want, my help with it, then I can help you. But this is what I want in exchange. That works very well with referral partners. Oftentimes I'll teach the loan officers that I work with to reach out to the real estate agents and say, and do something for them, right? To make them a page, run an ad for them, give them some leads, whatever the case. It's like, hey, if you want some more of these leads, and all I ask is that you send me your leads in return. I've got a badass loan officer named Chad Prio. I love the guy to death, dude. He's been to my house multiple times, and he's been in the tribe for, well over a year now. And his deal is he hits up real estate agents and he says, hey, I can deliver you 5 leads a month. Can you deliver me 1? I'm going to give you 5 leads every month, 60 leads or more a year. I just need 12 from you. Can you do that? But he picks out the right ones. You think he only gets, like, here's a question for you. Think Chad only gets one deal from them? No, he ends up getting all their deals. That's what happens, right? So, hey, by the way, okay, so the next one is another form of the takeaway close, right? You can tell that that's what I'm kind of passionate about. And it's, if not you, who? Right? So it's basically, I understand you're not interested, right? Because the number one rule in sales is always agree. If they tell you they're not interested, the price is too high, whatever, like, just agree and move on. I think the best person that explains that's old Cardone, right? Like, he's really good about, like, getting that point across. And I agree, right? Like, sales, the first step is to agree. So if not you, who? So I understand that you're not interested. So who do you know that would be? I'm going to make an example out of someone. It goes back to our takeaway close, right? I'm going to make an example out of someone. If it's not you, who would you like to see me help? Oftentimes, I've done that, and the builder has told me, like when I was a loan officer, going to see builders and stuff like that, and they'd say, oh, we got our own mortgage company. It's like, awesome. Well, here's the deal. Who else do you know around here that doesn't have a mortgage company or doesn't have an arrangement with a title company where I can get in here and work with them? And you know what? People hate being like followed up with, right? Because they're all sketchy people. I should say sketchy people hate being followed up with. Respectful people like myself love being followed up with. Robert, the show's producer, man, he followed up with me a whole bunch of times before we made this happen, right? Like that's how you get respect of respectable people, but sketchy people hate it. And so most people are sketchy. Let's just freaking come to terms with that, right? So what do? They'll give you somebody else's name and number so you leave them alone, right? It's basically they're dry snitching, right? They're just dry. Say, hey, man, call Grand Homes. They ain't got no affiliates over there, but you ain't heard it from me, okay, Dizzle? Right? It's like one of those things, like Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch, right? Like, how do you know so much about golf? I don't really know that much about golf, but I know a lot about grass. Anyway, I just had like a little movie flashback. For those of you that have seen it, you get the reference. All right, so if not you, who, right? So let them know, hey, if it's not going to be you, it's going to be someone. I'm going to make an example out of someone. It might as well be you, but if not, who would you like to see me help? One of two things. They're either going to turn around and go, oh shit, like this guy's serious. Let me reconsider my thought process, make the decision or whatever I've got to do, right? And then there's the other type that's like, man, just call Robert, man. Call Robert. Here's his phone number. Don't tell him I sent you, but just call him and make sure you follow up with Robert a lot. Don't follow up with me until I follow up with you. Follow up with Robert. Don't ask me about Robert. Don't tell Robert that. Don't come and see if I can get a meeting with Robert. You follow up with him until you can't follow up, and I'll follow up with you when the time is right. Kind of like that scene in Friday, right? It's like, don't come around here, never, no more. I'm gonna call you. So the next thing is lead by example. Hey, this is what worked for the last agent and I. If you would like those same results for you, cool. If not, I'll be on my way, right? Again, that's it's not necessarily a takeaway, but you're in the confidence, right? So what I do. One of the ways that I use this as an opener as well, right? Hardcore opener. When I get on the phone with people, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to say this at some point, don't lie. If you can't say this, then don't freaking lie about it, right? Let's just don't do that. When I get on the phone with people, I say, awesome, man. Hey, glad to have you on the phone, Robert. Hey, what part of the country are you from? And they'll give me where they're from. They'll say, oh, I'm from New York. I'll say, awesome, man. I've got 2 clients over there in New York right now that are doing XYZ amount of money, whatever that may be. And those guys are like, they love this program, dude. So we know it works in your area. I'm glad that you're here on this phone call. So tell me, what made you decide to reach out? Right? I start my phone calls that way because what I'm doing is I'm leading by example. The first thing that they find out is there's somebody like them in their area that's getting the results of what they're looking for. If I say, hey, I'm from New York, I'm a real estate agent, it's like, oh, awesome, dude, I've got 2 agents. I've worked with Frederick Eklund, and I've got 2 other agents that are in New York that's doing, $20 million a year in real estate transactions in upstate, right? They're just like killing it up there. And again, Frederick, not that I'm taking credit for any of his production, but that guy closes like $1 billion a year in real estate. And I've had the pleasure of working with him too. So we know what's possible in your area. Boom. Like, how you going to deny that? That's street cred too. Like, who says they work with $1 billion producers and like means it? And the dude's like, numbers are public that can prove it. Like, that's what's up, right? A lot of these people on the internet be like, oh, I hope my people make $1 billion, right? You can't verify shit, but you can look Frederick stuff up. All this shit's public. It's pretty nice. And you can also Google it and see that we have plenty of programs together that are no longer for sale. He's a great dude. I kind of miss working with him. He's a lot of fun. Back to the story here, get a little sidetracked. So the next thing is, so that's leading by example. Show them social proof. That works in the end too, right? After you close them down, they give you an objection. It's like, well, this worked for John over here. He's got the same results that you're wanting similar results from. So if it worked for him, it'll work for you, to make it harder for them to say no. Here's another one. It's like the you want it, don't you close, right? It's like, hey, I closed 3 deals from social media last month. Surely your friends want to do business with you, right? Right? You spin it back around on them. Like, a lot of times when real estate agents and loan officers appear in my funnel, they'll say, but does it work? And I always say, well, you're smart and you're here on the phone. You tell me. And I just let that sink in for a minute. That might sound like a dick move, but the truth is it's a let them self-realize that, oh shit, I am smart. And oh shit, I am on the phone with them. And oh shit, it works. I let them draw their own conclusions. Of course it fucking works. We're on the phone together. It worked so well that you knew it was working and then didn't even know it was working when you showed up on the phone with me. That's how fucking well it works. It's a working motherfucker. It fucking works. So when real estate agents went back in the day, when I would reach out to them and they would say, well, like truthfully, people used to say this to me. They used to say, I don't know I don't know if social media is going to stick around. I don't know if it's going to, I don't know if you can make money from it. Like people, that used to be the objections I got. So what I would just simply say is, hey, I closed 3 deals from social media last month. And now at this point, be like, I closed 200 deals from social media last month. Surely your friends and family that are connected to you on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram want to do business with you, right? Do you think all 500 of your friends know exactly what it is you do for a living? You narcissistic son of sorry, got on the sidetrack there, but you get it, right? You want it, don't you? So surely, especially for those of you that are social media managers or marketing coaches or whatever, surely your sphere of influence wants to do business with you, right? But how do they know what you do if you don't let them know? Advertising, bitches. That's what's up. So, all right, here's the next one. I know, but this is number 6, by the way, if you're a accountant, because math can be hard sometimes, right? But it's the I know, but close, right? Like B-U-T, not B-U-T-T, but we could add that in there too if we want to be funny, right? Like we could just like go straight full on idiocracy in here, right? I know you're loyal, but do you want to grow your business or do you want to continue to feed theirs? Think about that when you're trying to fight for a referral partner, right? And they say, well, I've already got somebody who does my mortgages. Oh, I used to get that all the time. Well, I'm already teamed up with somebody. I already got somebody who does my mortgages. But I came bringing value. I didn't show up begging for business. You see the difference? I came bringing value. I didn't show up begging for business. I knew that I had leads. I knew that I had investors. I knew that I could get in their back pocket and I could get their loans if I could just get one of my clients to do business with them, which I had plenty to go around. And I'd say, hey, I know you're loyal to your uncle that's been doing your loans for 10 years, but you've been feeding him for long enough. Now, do you want to grow your business through my leads and investors, or do you want to continue to feed his? That's one of those statements that takes a person that is operating from a space of authority and power. If you're a coward salesperson, as we discussed in the first episode, the difference between closer and a salesperson, if you're a cowardly salesperson, right, and you scared of losing the deal and you reek of desperation and you know, you're like one of those detectives like from Roger Rabbit, old washed up, you know, drunken out, like, you know, you reek of desperation. You need to close your next check or your fucking apartment's going to get closed. They know that shit. But you have to operate from a space of power to pull something off like that, like to move somebody from a referral, to be able to make a statement like that, just like the look on their face is like, oh shit, this is real. Because like Cat Williams' crazy ass says it the best, right? He's like, all a real motherfucker needs is one chance to show another real motherfucker that they ain't bullshitting. And when you look somebody in the eyes and you go to close them and you make a statement like this, I know you're loyal to your current referral partner, but do you want to continue to grow your business or do you want to continue to feed theirs? And you ask them that profound of a question. There's light bulbs that come off. See, there's this magic thing about words. Words can be said in a certain way that just unlock the combination, right? You could have heard the same thing your entire life over and over and over and over again and again and again, and it not mean anything, but somebody could say that same sentence with one word replaced with another, or 2 words switched around, or the adverb switched with the adjective, or proper enunciation or whatever, and it can unlock some kind of magical fucking formula inside our brains that unlocks the genius. And this is one of those statements, if you use it right, it can't come from a space of arrogance, hate, or aggressiveness. It just has to come straight up. Like, this is the negotiator. Think about the transporter when like Jason Statham's like staring dead at the camera. It's just like, I know you're loyal, but do you want to continue to grow their business? Or do you want to continue to grow yours? Dude, that's a fucking close right there. Last one. What's next? This is my favorite one. They say, you know, he who talks last in the close, like, you know, he who speaks first loses. I'm sorry. He who speaks first loses, right? He who talks last closes. And so here's what I do when I make them the offer. It's like, absolutely, I'd love to make that happen for you. Here's the price. What's next? So many people fuck up and they say, here's the price, and they slide the piece of paper across, or they send the email. No call to action. Like, here it is. Judge me. It's like walking out of the bathroom naked or something, right? It's like, it's just like all out there. And then they're like, I have balls, so it's whoever talks first loses, right? Which is usually true, right? That's a good rule. But why not get them to talk first? Why not just go ahead and fucking pass that and just like win that battle right there? What's next? That's a question. That's a call to action. It keeps them moving. It moves the momentum. It's like one time an old friend of mine called this guy. We were going to book him. I forget the dude's name, right? He gets on the phone. I'm listening to the phone like over the speaker. A friend of mine's on the phone with him listening to it. And the dude's like, you know, the dude's like, he goes, all right, it's $10,000. Could do it 48 hours. What's next? And then my friend gave him an objection. He's like, okay, blah, blah, blah. It's $10,000. We do it 48 hours. What's next? Like every time the dude was like, what's next? And I was like, man, this guy's making sure that it's not silence on his end. Like, he's getting us to speak first. Like, I like this fucking dude's style. And so here we are talking about it. And I don't even remember the guy's name. That's the sad part, right, Robert? I stole his clothes, and I don't even get to give him fucking acknowledgement or credit for it. But kudos to you, mysterious salesperson that wanted $10,000 for 48 hours.
And if you're awesome. listening, please step forward.
Please stand up.
Yeah, if he's listening.
So there you have it. 7 hardcore closes, save sales, seals deals. You can go over to the hardcorecloser.com and you can look up 7 hardcore closes, and that'll take you through the content right here. We're going to also have the show notes and everything in the blog post section. If you go to the top of hardcorecloser.com, there's a section that says podcast. Just go through there and search all the episodes. This is episode number 3. And don't forget to go to iTunes. And don't be a lazy bastard. Just rate me a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. I better not get no 2s or 1s. That's some bullshit, right? We're putting out good quality content here. But give me a rating. I've taken the time to make this show. I just ask you to take time for review. And last but not least, go over to clixo.com/closer, CLYXO.com/closer, and connect with me on social media. And while you're there, sign up, dude. You're going to love it. It takes less than 2 minutes. It's completely free. And it's one place to find you. All in one place. It's non-distracting. It's not complicated. You can drag and drop, move everything around. You're going to fucking love it. I promise you. Just head over to clixo.com/closer. And then while you're there, go ahead and sign up. Anything you want to add before we kill this show, Robert?
Let me ask regarding Clixo. See, I, of course, was an early adopter, and I was able to get a sick, my profile name. I have RW. So what's left? Is there still a lot of good availability of a lot of profile names and stuff there, like a lot of basic stuff? Or is everything
Dude, it's wide open?
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
Wide open.
So that's why you got to go get it now.
We've got 2,000 users. We're just we're just ramping up out of the beta part. So we've got around a little bit over 2,000 users. So, I mean, it's wide open. And good thing you mentioned that. It's the SEO that thing does is awesome. I got a badass SEO team. So whatever you write in your description and stuff like that, dude, it's like LinkedIn. You know what I mean? There's so many pages. There's already 2,000 on top of all the other stuff that we use, pages connected to that thing. That's a lot. Yeah. So it's moving.
And I see there's a lot of big players out there using it too. So, if you're listening and you haven't set up shop on there, definitely get over there. I got mine, man, and it's cool, man, and it's a lot of potentials. But get in now so you can get those good usernames.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you for helping me sell my shit, Robert, even though it's free.
But it's free, yeah. That's all.
Next time, show me that level of enthusiasm when I'm pitching BFA Digital.
There we go. All right, I'm out of here, man. You ready?
Thanks for listening, everybody. Share this on social media.